Hey everybody, my name is Ted Forbes from The Art of Photography, and welcome to the very first show we're doing called Photo 3's. Now, Photo 3's, these come out every Wednesday, and it's a little episode we do that's pretty short, but we talk about three things that are interesting that apply somehow to photography. And for our maiden voyage episode here today, I want to talk about three photographers who you need to watch. I want to talk about three people that are up and coming you probably haven't heard of, but I think they all have voices and they're all contributing very wonderfully to the world of photography. And I'll put links in the show notes. I'm going to show you some images today. But number one, I would say, would be a gentleman named Chris McCaw. And Chris McCaw is a fabulous photographer. A younger guy, he lives in California, and his particular thing is he has these gigantic cameras that he shoots on, and they shoot on film, and he adds this time element to his photography. So what you're going to see are these landscapes with these extreme long exposures. So he's, I'm not sure what his technique is, but he's most likely stacking up ND filters and using very small apertures, and he's shooting basically the progression of the sun as it passes through the horizon. So you get an interest of time in here. The other thing that's interesting is the way he shoots these is it's very similar to using a magnifying glass when you were a kid, if you ever did that and used the sun to burn a hole in a leaf or something, and it actually starts burning a hole in the film sometimes. So a lot of times you'll see this dark burnt streak going across, and I think it's interesting because you're capturing the motion of the sun and you're capturing time as it continues by during the day, but the sun is also leaving a mark on the final negative, which I think is extremely interesting, extremely fabulous. And Chris is an amazing photographer, very sharp, knows his stuff, and he's somebody you need to watch. Again, I'll link to his website in the show notes. It's chrismccall.com, but anyway, moving on. The next guy I want to talk about is a photographer who, he's big into social media, which I really like. He's very popular on Flickr and on Google+, and his name is Hengki Koentjoro. And Hengki is amazing. He's one of the few photographers who's really big and popular on things like Google+, who isn't a complete ripoff of Michael Kenna. He does these wonderfully beautiful landscapes. They're very original, they're very rich, they're very lush, very high contrast, and he certainly has his own style to these things. I'm pretty sure he shoots a lot of medium format, a lot of square format photography, and I know at least at one point he was doing a lot of work with the Hasselblad cameras that allowed for bellows extensions and then also tilt and shift movements. So he does a lot of really interesting techniques with cameras. But what's most important about Hengki is I think his style is so amazing. Again, he's not derivative of anybody. He's very unique. He shoots pretty much always in black and white, and I never get tired of looking at his stuff. I think he is simply amazing and simply fabulous. He lives in Jakarta. I don't know if he still lives in Jakarta, but I know at once he was at least stationed there. So anyway, he is definitely a guy to watch, and I will put links in the show notes to where you can find him on the web too. And then finally, my third photographer in our list of threes today is a gentleman by the name of Mitch Doe Browner. And Mitch Doe Browner is he's an American photographer and another amazing landscape guy. I guess all three of these are landscape dudes. But anyway, Mitch does these incredible photos that he takes in, the desert, mostly in the United States, of these approaching storms coming in. And they're high contrast, they're lush, there's a lot of wonderful things going on with tones in these, largely black and white body of work. And I just think his work is simply stunning. It's amazing. It's different. It's not derivative. It's something that's very hard to go shoot. It's not something you can just go out every day and do. It requires a lot of paying attention to what the weather's going to do, a lot of, and I would imagine, I don't know Mitch, but if you were to talk to him, a lot of hit and miss as well. But he stays persistent, and his style is built around capturing these very dramatic weather patterns that are coming in. And I just think he is fantastic. So anyway, that is an episode of Photo 3's, and I think these are three young photographers that you need to watch. Remember, you can watch us every Wednesday, and remember to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you don't already, so you can be alerted when the latest and greatest new content from the Art of Photography comes out. So once again, this has been another episode of Photo 3's. My name is Ted Forbes. I'll see you guys next time. Later.